It had always been a dream of mine to take a ride with the Blue Angels. But it's one of those things you never really feel like, there's no way this will ever happen. Dude, it's hard to believe we're in this building right now.
I know. It's crazy.
Super. We drove in there, and they have a bunch of Blue Angel planes that are kind of statues sitting there on poles. And the A4 is actually there, which is the plane my dad flew. Going in there was just incredible, seeing the blue and the gold on the planes, and then getting to meet all these impressive people was amazing. How's it going? Dave Fipp.
Dave,
nice
Cody,
to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Yeah,
It's a
appreciate it. Yeah. This is Lily.
Nice to meet you.
Jenny.
Cody, nice to
And
meet you.
Tyler.
Hey, nice to meet you.
We checked in with the Blue Angels themselves, and then they start processing you or checking you in.
Good morning, by the way. My name is Cody Farrell. I'm the number 7 crew chief here at the Blue Angels. I'll be the one that's conducting the brief today. So today you're going to experience a 45-minute flight in the F-18 Super Hornet with Major Scott Locks. Call sign is Goldie. He's got over 3,000 plus flight hours in the F-18 Hornet as well as the F-35 combined. And recently he just started picking up hours on the Super Hornet, so he's pretty familiar with the aircraft at this point. So first things first we're going to do is just go over a little bit of cockpit familiarization. So what I've laid out in front of you is just kind of an exploded view of the cockpit. As you can notice, there's a whole bunch of black and yellow switches and knobs. Anything that's black and yellow, if you mess with it, it's going to cause an irreversible change to the aircraft. So it's not something we want to touch today.
I'm good. I will not touch anything. Really, the biggest thing I remember is you're going to have to activate the switch on your right. And you can tell they really don't want to talk about it a lot, but the switch on the right is the ejection seat. They call it the bonus ride.
Just kind of a comical name that we like to give to a serious situation, because like usually when we bring up the bonus ride and we talk about having to exit the aircraft like in flight, there's a very slim to none chance that anything like this could happen, but there is always that chance. So
Blue Angel number 7, Scott Goldie Locks, ends up coming in and he says, you know, we got 2 flights we can do.
The normal profile that we usually do, take off, head to the east.
Yep.
And then there's a military training route. And then ultimately end up over the Salton Sea and do all of our aerobatics there over the Salton Sea. So that's one option. We could head west, fly over San Diego. If you want to go look at San Diego, we'd get a great view, obviously, from the bubble canopy. Head out over the water. We can go supersonic out there, check that box.
I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, yeah. I'm happy to pick then.
So he said we'll end up going through the desert and over the Salton Sea.
I have a couple of flight suits here for you. I'm gonna pick out a size and a way to just go ahead and try it on for me.
There you go.
There it is.
VIP!
When I was a kid, my dad had an old flight suit, and every Halloween I wore the flight suit, the boots.
It's like wearing PJs to work.
Yeah, no doubt. In case they don't come back.
No.
I can't believe I'm gonna climb up this ladder. I thought this thing might be a hoax. I thought I was being like hoaxed. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Nate sent me a text and he's like, "Hey, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I got this thing set up." I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure. Who is this?" You know. But they knew a little bit too much about me. I'm like, I don't know. Sure. It's always been like, oh man, that would be like the best thing ever. But you kind of know like that would never happen. I always like dream like, oh yeah, and I knew that they give rides to people, but I'm like, yeah, I mean that would never be me. Yeah. Oh man, look at those things, dang it.
The aircraft we were in was an FA-18 Super Hornet. We were in the Foxtrot model, which is the 2-seat variant, so that we could give Coach Fipp a good ride back there. These aircraft here are painted blue and gold, but it's the same exact model of aircraft serving on the flight decks of aircraft carriers around the world with the United States Navy right now.
It's unbelievable. We go over to the plane, and AM2 Farrell, I mean, this guy's incredible. Just another one of the 140 impressive people that are there.
You ever been this close to one?
No.
Yeah, my first time ever getting like close to a Blue Angels aircraft, I was like just in awe. How you feeling right now? You ready to get
I can't wait. Yeah, I'm so pumped.
All right, we're gonna start getting you strapped in. So
Okay.
this is the ladder,
Climbing up.
of course. So just take it one step at a time.
There it is. The ladder's right in front of you. You just start climbing up the ladder. I mean, yeah, you can't believe you're doing it. And that was the first thing I was like, this is real. The first thing he straps in is your ankle. And it's like, okay. He's got another strap over each leg. Then there's a strap over your lower belt. And then these shoulder straps are just massive. They don't fall over you. You gotta like conform into these things and put them over. And at that point, you know, like, damn, dude, I'm inside this military aircraft and we're about to just rip through the sky.
Next up is gonna be a chest strap.
At the same time, I'm like, no wonder why these pilots just think they're badass, because they are badass strapping into these things. Then the pilot comes in and he jumps in the plane and then he starts firing everything up.
I'm gonna use more aviation jargon with you since you're a pilot, so if there's something I say that doesn't make sense, so speak up. Okay. All right, here we go.
You can start to hear things start to wind up, and then we start to taxi out.
Salute to Cody, and we are ready to go. Try and not knock everybody over with the exhaust now.
Now I'm like, this definitely is not a hoax, and we start taxiing away.
William 7 on Centro ground, runway 26, taxi via Echo Bravo, cross runway 3 drop Bravo, and will you be requesting a climb?
Echo Bravo, cross 30 Bravo, hold short 26, and Belinda 7, yes please, have performance climb up to 9,500.
I think he did ask me, like, is there anything in particular you want to do? I said, just whatever we're going to do is fine. But the truth of the matter is, one of the only things I really wanted to do was the expedited climb, because you see them in the air shows, you know, they take off and all of a sudden they're shooting straight up in the air.
Hey, I didn't tell you, but if you're feeling bad at any point, please speak up. I'm not here to give you a bad time. Yeah, will do.
We get cleared to take off. We roll out onto the runway.
All right, Dave, y'all set? Yes, sir. Let's go, coach. Go. Afterburners in. Lit, there we go. Airspeed's alive.
He fires the afterburners up and we just start rolling, and it is accelerating.
150 knots. We are flying.
He picks up the landing gear. You can feel the gear come up underneath you. And he says, I'm going to say ready, and then we're going to pull back and start to climb. So he starts to give you that ready call.
Ready, hit it.
And bang, he pulls the stick back, and we just go straight up in the air. And in like 2 seconds, we're at 9,500 feet. He pitches the thing sideways and then darn near like starts pulling it back down, and then just rolls on out of there, and you can see the whole airfield beneath you. I mean, it was incredible.
Gets up and goes quickly. Yeah, climbs a little fast. Thing up slow. Is it hard to hold your altitude like that? Look, no hands. No, I got autopilot right now. Oh, okay.
He says, you see the two rocks out there? To start off, we're gonna shoot right through the middle of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Dude, pretty sick entry to the route, huh? Yeah, super sick.
He says, okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna rip through these low canyons. And the first thing that came to my mind is like, damn, dude, I wonder if it's gonna be like that Top Gun thing. So bang, we're making a right turn, banking into the canyon, the hills on your left-hand side.
All right, hard turn coming to the left. Ready, hit it.
Then he says, okay, we're gonna make a left-hand turn, bang, and we're weaving through these canyons with the left-hand turn.
How'd that feel? Yeah, awesome. Cool.
We were swinging around left and right. I mean, I'm having the time of my life, don't get me wrong, but I'm also starting to feel a little uneasy.
Little pull coming to the right. Back to the left.
When you board the plane, they give you 2 bags in case you end up having to throw up or something. The fear is you throw up or you end up passing out because of the G's that you pull. I said, I really don't want to throw up. I don't care if I pass out.
Coming up here in about 2 miles, there's a road in front of us. We're gonna fly like right over a little border patrol checkpoint on this road, so put the smoke on for him, say what's up. See it here coming under the right wing? Yep. Give him a little wing flash. What's up?
And then it took a second to process, but I'm like, wait a minute. He said like 2 miles out. It only took like 3 seconds. I mean, we were going so fast.
All right, I'm gonna slow us down. Get going back to about 250 knots, and and then I'll put in the afterburner and we'll see how fast we can get up to 600 knots.
We're gonna go max afterburners. So I kind of knew it was coming. I put my head back, and then all of a sudden we are humming.
Boom, there's the push. Hands are lit. 550. 600, not bad, huh? Yes.
He's like, okay, we're at about 0.95 Mach. And I'm like, damn, just like that. And we were like 500 feet off the ground. I think at that point we ended up climbing up and gaining some altitude. And he said, we'll head on over to the Salton Sea and we'll start doing some aerobatic work.
You have any aerobatic experience? None at all. None? I heard you have a commercial, is that right? Yeah, commercial. Nice. And IFR. Okay, very nice.
And during the aerobatic work, they teach you before you go out there how to like handle the G's. And part of it's with your legs, and you're flexing your legs, and then you're taking these 3/4 breaths. You have to prepare yourself for the G's, or else the blood goes out of your head and it flushes down to your legs and you lose consciousness. I think we start off with just a full loop, which is just incredible, just going all the way over the top and coming back down.
Oh, it's actually really cool with the clouds right there. Feeling light over the top. Your smoke trail.
With each maneuver, the pilot would tell you like, okay, we're gonna pull about 4 Gs. You're gonna need to use your legs, but you're not gonna have to worry about your breath or anything like that on this one. This one's gonna be a little bit more. You're gonna wanna use your legs and do your breathing.
You ready for that strain? Yep. Ready, hit it. Circle there, huh? Yes.
Wanted to give Coach Fipp an exposure to kind of what we do during the flight demonstration. So we did some high-speed rolls, some loops, some tight turns, some very high G maneuvers.
We did the aileron rolls where you're just turning right around yourself, and that was unbelievable. And then at some point in there, I'm like, man, I don't feel great.
Hold up.
He had told me before we left, if you don't feel good, make sure you let me know. Well, I didn't want to let him know, you know, so I didn't say anything. And then all of a sudden I'm like, ooh. I'm like dry heaving almost. I did not end up throwing up, but I definitely felt uneasy and dry heaved like 6 times.
I can't tell you the number of times I've gotten sick in an aircraft, so you let me know how you're feeling? Okay, no, I'm good to go now. Okay. Pretty wild view. Obviously this is about -1 G. All right, we got one last cool maneuver we can do here over the water. This is probably the most aggressive maneuver out of them all, so it's the sneak to vertical rolls is what we call it.
He said, okay, we're gonna bring it down just over the top of the water. I'm gonna pull back, we're gonna pull this thing up. You're gonna feel a lot of G's. Use your legs and your breathing, and then don't let off until I say let off.
You all set? Yes, sir. All right, ready, hit it.
All of a sudden, color went black and white. It's like, whoop. My vision just starts closing in, and it's like this circle that you're looking out of just starts getting smaller and smaller, and you're flexing and breathing, and then all of a sudden he says you can let off.
All right, off the stream.
And as soon as he's saying let off, you can feel like your vision starts to open back up again, and then black and white turns to color.
So we got 7.5 G on that one. Nice job hanging on.
We hit 7.5 Gs, so 7.5 times the force of gravity, which is the limit of the airframe, and he stayed awake the whole time. Very impressive, he did a great job.
We are just about out of quarters, so I'm going to start pointing us back to El Centro. Okay. The Blue Angels have been coming here for an extremely long time. I know these targets have been out here for a long time, so it wouldn't surprise me if your dad had been out here bombing these targets back in the day. Yeah, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Yeah, well, thanks for coming out. I appreciate all your guys' service. Yes, sir. Always cool to fly with somebody with a family connection to the business.
I learned before the flight that his father was an A4 pilot. The A4 is also an aircraft that the Blue Angels used to fly. And it was really special to be able to point out to him that all the maneuvers that we were doing are things that his father likely did all those years ago. So I think it was very special to be able to enjoy that bond.
This area off to the right, that is a restricted area. That's where we do all of our practices when we're not flying over the field. That's also a bombing range. Like I said, I bet your dad spent some time out here, especially as an A4 guy.
When we get back, he's like, we'll do a carrier brake landing.
We'll do the one that we essentially would do entering an aircraft carrier landing pattern. So again, I'll give you the ready, hit it, and then just abs, hamstrings, core, and that'll be it. Sounds good. All right, 4 to 5 Gs to the left. Ready, get it.
All of a sudden he does a steep bank to the left and just pulls the thing around and then enters the pattern that way and takes the approach to the landing. I can't even express in words how grateful I am for the opportunity to fly there and really just be around those people. Totally helped me understand my dad's love for it, and I totally get it.
I was so thrilled to provide this opportunity to Coach Fipp. It's not offered to just anybody. It's people who have a fantastic reputation of providing to their community, who have a reputation of making a difference and being someone that is a role model for others. He did great on the ride, fantastic guy to meet, and have him represent Lions Nation in that regard.
The truth is, for me, my family's everything. I know that they know how much the aviation stuff means to me. I know they know how much my dad means to me. He wasn't able to be there, but for them to be able to be there and for them to see that moment come true was definitely great.